Good morning. Welcome to another agonizing episode of Diatribes from the Voice of Doom. Now here's your agitated and aggravated host, Voice of Doom. Alright. It's Dmitri Shostakovich, a Russian composer of the 20th century. String Quartet number 8. Composed in 1960 during the height of the Cold War, and I could talk about Shostakovich, but I won't. He was a composer, a great composer, and he had to walk a tightrope between Soviet communist dogma and being a progressive composer, because they weren't, simpatico. But he did well. He managed to not be jailed for his compositions. But we'll go on. I want to get back to my usual ranting, raving, and screaming, because there's 5 days left until this showdown, and things are coming to a head, as one might expect. And Petri Dish and the former D's who occupied the White House have been running around making speeches. Now, candidates do not want Petri Dish in their vicinity, unless they're Republicans. And so they're trotting out the old guard who are making ridiculous speeches. And talk about gaslighting. I mean, it's been nothing but gaslighting. Pure gaslighting. These touts for the D's have been talking about how if the Goppers win, they will end Social Security for everyone immediately, which won't cause a ruckus at all. End Medicare for everybody. And destroy democracy. Now, I endorse the third thing. I think democracy should be destroyed. It's a failure. Anyone with a brain can see it's a failure. You cannot base a problem-solving organization, which used to be called the government, on popular opinion. That's just not going to work, because people are too stupid. So you can't do it. Now, Petri Dish, I guess, enjoys going to the worst possible places to give speeches. I didn't watch the whole thing. I don't need to watch it. I know what he's going to say. I know what he's already said. But first he's at a landfill, and now he's at, I guess, Union Station, which apparently used to be a landmark, masterpiece of architecture, and is now a homeless shelter. And nobody wants to hang around there. They get off the train and scurry off to wherever they have to go. But be that as it may, Petri continues disuniting what used to be the United States by claiming that certain portions of the Goppers are a threat to our very existence. And as an example, he uses this idiot who somehow snuck into Paul Pelosi's house as an example, poster child for the MAGAs. If that's what they got for a poster child, they're woefully ignorant. Which they are, and I'm getting sick of Petri Dish. It used to be fun to make fun of him. I used to enjoy his gaffes, but I'm sick of him and I want to see him gone. on January 21st. I don't care how they do it. You don't need democracy. You get rid of him. Now, what's going to happen after I get done railing about that? Well, something's going to happen on November 8th. I don't know if the votes will be counted properly by November 9th, but eventually winners will emerge. And according to popular opinion and historical precedent, the Goppers should win handily, and they should win the entire Congress. Now, they do not take office for 2 months, over 2 months. What will the D's do in the time that they have left? I've already told you what they'll do. Scorched earth. They will destroy every last vestige of what used to be America and is now a landmass covered with bacteria. They will destroy everything and blame the Goppers. Everything will be laid waste, and they will simply say, you see what happens when you vote GOP? Well, you guys are still in office. Well, no, it's their fault. Everything's their fault. The D's and gaslighting should be synonymous. They should be synonyms, because they keep saying what the Goppers will do, and it's already what they've been doing. I mean, doing with impunity. Oh, the Goppers are going to divide America. What do you think you guys have been doing? The Goppers are going to destroy the economy. What have you guys been doing? The Goppers don't care about the environment. They want to keep the oil companies going. Well, you want to destroy the oil companies. Now let's talk about the oil companies. They're not talking about down the line no more. Remember in the old days, it's like, we're going to run out of fill in the blank in 5 years. This is going to happen in 6 years. We're looking at 12 days. And it's starting to seep into the mainstream. 12 days of diesel fuel left. Now how can that be? How can you run out? Well, you run out by a certain portion of what used to be the government, making it not economically advantageous for oil companies to continue producing. Now I'm telling you right now, this forcing change on people overnight ain't gonna fly. Everything was fine before. You let things slowly evolve to the next phase, to the next lifestyle. They didn't, when the car was invented, they didn't force everyone to get rid of their horses. They let everybody slowly adapt to having cars, and people like Ford made it possible by making a mass-produced vehicle which everyone could afford. Now, you destroy an industry and then you want them to produce more. That makes a hell of a lot of sense. Diesel. Never used diesel before. Got no dog in that fight, other than the fact that, from what I understand, that diesel fuel powers trains and trucks. And I don't know what else. But trains and trucks transport goods across what used to be the United States and elsewhere. Ships, I don't know. I guess they might run on diesel too. I don't think they're solar powered, and I don't think that they are wind powered. You can go back to windjammers. That'd be good for the environment. Let's bring everything over from China on windjammers. You know, those old ships. And have the true yo-ho-ho and a bottle of, come on. Bringing tea to America. So, we run out of diesel, everything falls apart. Not just food shortages, but probably lack of access to food, because once the shortages become acute, there's going to be hoarding, looting, etc., and the grocery stores will simply have to lock up their facilities. We will begin a new phase in what used to be American history called "We'll bring you the food and you come and wait in line and get your care package." Yeah, that's good for a week. Now that's going to be a great day in what used to be America. But let's go on with the destruction. If you've watched my diatribes from the beginning, you would glean the fact that, first of all, I'm not on either side, but I'd rather have a cold than influenza. And influenza is what we're getting right now, literally and figuratively. Now, I endorse the conflagration. I want to see what I think is going to happen. I want to see it happen, and happen quickly, because I've already made a prediction that 2022 would be a disaster, and it's not happened yet. We got less than 2 months. And I still think that between now and December 31st, we're going to see a major upheaval of some sort. And I want it to happen, because you cannot build a new house on top of the rubble of the old house. You got to sweep it away. I'm a nihilist, I'm a fatalist. And the reason I'm a nihilist is because I want to see a better world. And it's not going to happen with the way things are going now. Many, many people are going to have to leave the planet. And it won't be by their own choice. It will be, everyone can see what's happening, sudden death syndrome. Many maladies are increasing dramatically. Why? I don't know. I have my theories, but I won't say it. But the madness continues. I have seen some things on YouTube, just the social situation with Gen Zers and with gender fluiditers and with what have yous, and white people who are railing against white supremacy, and it's all ridiculous. But it's divisive. And these people might think that they are trying to build a better future, but I don't have the heart to tell them they have no future. They personally will not be here to see the results of their idiocy. Now, I don't want to sound superior. I don't want to sound like I'm above everybody. But I don't plan on going anywhere, because I have a mission on this planet. And that is to keep the truth alive. After the chafe and the, extra baggage and everything else has been swept away, there will need to be a continuation of expounding the mystic law and keeping the teachings alive of true Buddhism. That will be the salvation of what's left on this planet. It'll be a much better planet. So I'm rooting for the conflagration. I wish it would come quickly. I wish it would happen today, because I'm getting sick of this. And I think everybody is, and I can't even articulate why I'm pissed. Just go on YouTube and start delving into the crap. And if you're not pissed, then you have a problem, and you're probably a D that will vote D because you are part of the idiot block. That's why the form of government we have right now has to be destroyed. I would get rid of the main body of the Constitution and start again and leave the Bill of Rights. I think that was a good document. But this Article 1, 2, and 3, get rid of it. It's not working. It's not ever going to work. So, I've ranted enough. I didn't really know what I was going to say, and yet I'm done. So I'm sorry I wasn't funny today, but I'm not in that funny kind of mood. Probably I'll go vote today, even though I think it'll be discarded when I vote early. They can sift through all the early votes and decide what they want to keep and what they don't want to keep. So we'll leave it at that, and have a good rest of the day. Bye.